right, it is that time again for some good comfort food, okay? And today we are making tortellini shrimp Alfredo. I'm going to show you guys how to do this whole thing from start to finish like I do in all my recipes. That is what the channel is about. So if I talk a little bit or a little bit too much, that's what the channel's designed to do. It's designed to show you every step of the way. All right, so let's get on with this. Good time to hit that subscribe button. Seems like you guys like what I'm doing. Put a thumbs up, hit that like button, click the notification bell, you know, all that good stuff. Share it with your friends if you think that they're going to be interested in something like this. Ultimate comfort food. It's cool outside. Let's get on with this recipe. Okay, so here we go with the ingredients. I've got some freshly grated Parmesan Reggiano. I got some fresh, I'm sorry about that. I got a pot of boiling water behind me. I have some freshly chopped parsley, tricolored tortellini. You can use, this is frozen, but you can use fresh. It's just a difference of cooking time, not a big deal. We have some butter, and we have about 7 shrimp up front that are, I actually bought them frozen. I peeled them. They were already deveined. I'm going to show you, for folks that don't know how to cook shrimp, we're going to show you how to do that. Nothing scary. It's just another part of cooking, right? Anybody can do this. We have some heavy cream here. We have some fresh chopped garlic. We got some red pepper flake and some cracked salt and pepper. Okay, that is the extent of this recipe. When this is all done, you're going to see how delicious it's going to be. Okay, let's get going. All right, now that we ran down all the ingredients for you, we're going to show you how to start this recipe, okay? I think it's a great idea to already have your water boiling. We're going to throw about a tablespoon of butter in there. Yep, about a tablespoon of butter. We don't want the heat too high because we don't want to turn this into brown butter, but we do want it high enough to melt the butter itself. I am going to put everything in the description down below, so if you just click on descriptions, you'll get the full recipe down there. So if I don't give exactly everything that I'm doing through the video, just refer to the description, and that'll have all the information that you need. Yeah, it's excellent to check the description because sometimes I put notes down there that I don't say in the video, and then of course, you know, you think about it afterwards, and just to clear up for whatever the reason, whatever I feel like saying, right? Okay, so we have our shrimp. We're just going to throw our shrimp in. Okay, a lot of people don't like cooking shrimp, but it's not really a big deal. Shrimp is one of those things where it seems like there's people that kind of veer away from cooking shrimp. They get them already cooked. It's really not that difficult. All you're doing is just, you're cooking both sides until the shrimp turn pink. Once they turn pink, opaque, then you're going to put them on a separate plate, right? Because you don't want these to keep cooking, because then it's going to wind up looking or tasting like a boot. They're going to be really tough and stringy. That's what causes shrimp to be stringy, is when you overcook these. All right, so I'm going to keep you guys with me until these are done, because that's how quick this is. All right, excellent meal if you guys like an Alfredo sauce. Stay tuned for this. This is a great meal. All right, so you can start to see now that the shrimp is turning pink, right? And that's exactly what you want. Oh, and basically this meal is also done in one pan. So I got a 12-inch skillet here. That's why the shrimp look lost in them, because that's just a big pan. I'm going to do the Alfredo right in here. We're going to throw some garlic in here, some red pepper flake, the cream, more butter, Parmesan cheese. That's going to be our sauce, and some salt and pepper. And I have boiling water right off to the left here. So this recipe goes very quick. Okay, so we're going to take the shrimp now. We're going to turn these. The only thing I didn't show you guys on this shrimp was, like I said, I bought them frozen, and I didn't show you. They were already deveined. I didn't show you how to peel them. But that's really, really simple. Now, I did take the tails off them, because once I plate this, I really don't want to be messing around with the tail, right? You know, I just want to put a fork in it and eat it. with the tortellini. So that's the reason why if you see no tail, that's the reason. Okay, so these are almost done. Just gonna get them a little bit more pink. All right, so this is about what you're looking for right here. Like I said, don't overcook them. Okay, and I didn't put garlic in the pan yet because I didn't want the garlic, number one, to burn. I don't like the taste of burnt garlic, but we will put that in here in the skillet before I start making the sauce. All right, so that right there is all it takes to cook shrimp. That's it. It's a couple minutes on each side. They turn pink. That's it. All right? Very good. Okay, so these are done. I'm just going to transfer these to a plate, and then I'm going to start making the sauce. I'll bring you back when I start making the sauce. These are done. On with the sauce. I threw another tablespoon and a half of butter in here. That's going to be the base of this sauce. Okay. I didn't rinse this pan out either. Okay, so whatever was left in there from the shrimp, just to get the flavor of that shrimp. That's why I did that. All right, so now we're going to throw, and it may look like a lot of garlic, but we're going to throw in, I got about, yeah, let's do that. It's about 3 small cloves of garlic. All right, and we're going to cook this a little bit until it gets fragrant. As soon as it gets fragrant, because like I said, I don't like burnt garlic. But if you like it burnt, or well done, or whatever, feel free, cook it however you want to. I just think you get a little bit better of a flavor if you don't burn it, or you don't make it like super brown around the edges. You need to do it just enough, you know. Alright, so what I am going to do is I am going to add just a little bit more butter to it. So there's probably a tablespoon and a half now total in here, okay? This is going to make the sauce, the Alfredo sauce, very, very rich. So everybody goes out and they have this at a restaurant. Now with the prices that are out there, you're talking, what, $17, $18, sometimes maybe $20 a dish, depends on where you go. That's ridiculous. Make this at the house, save a little bit of money, right? And it's just as good. All right, so we're going to keep the garlic going. Okay, we're going to take just a pinch, literally just a pinch of red pepper flake. Put a pinch of that in. All right, then I start smelling all that coming together now. Another minute on that or so. We'll put some heavy cream in, salt and pepper. We'll reduce it a little bit until it coats a spoon. And we're going to drop the pasta, or the, yeah, it is pasta. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit, because as soon as I throw this cream in, it's going to pull the temperature way, way down. You can control your pan, the temperature of your pan, by what you put into it as well. So, but we don't want it too hot. There's a little thing going on here making this sauce. We don't want to put too much in, too much heat to it when we put the Parmesan in. You got to keep that in mind, because that may clump up on you. I think everybody's experienced that. All right, so I have 1 pint. I don't know if I'm gonna use it all, but we have 1 pint of cream. We are not going to use it all. We'll use probably pretty close to it, though, I have to say. Actually, you know what? Let's make some extra sauce. Let's just use the whole thing. So there's 1 pint of heavy cream. We're going to get some heat into this, and then once I get some heat into this, I'll bring you guys back with me, and we'll start putting the cheese in it. Now you can start to see some steam coming out. All right, so what we're going to do at this point, like I said, you don't want it too hot, but you do want it hot enough to melt the cheese. And I think that right now we're going to kill the heat. Just turn the heat off on it. And we're going to put in our cheese. Now, the only thing that this cheese is doing, right, is just adding the flavor to it. So don't think that you have to have a whole bunch of cheese to get like a thickening, the thickening part of this, right? Because you don't, right? The only thing that the cheese is doing is just adding flavor. This is how you're getting your flavor. You get the thickness by reducing it, and you get your reducing by adding heat to it. But for right now, we're just getting the cheese in there. Go nice and slow with it. A lot of people have a problem with this. That's why I'm kind of explaining it. So I'd say right now we probably got, I don't know, probably 1/4 cup. Okay? And the cheese is melting nice. You see if it sets up, it'll clump up on you. Make sure you keep scraping your edges. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to reach back here. And the only thing I'm tasting right now is I'm not even tasting it for seasoning. I'm just tasting this now for how much cheese is in it. Okay, that's really good. I'm going to put one more pinch in it. Just like that. And that is going to be it for the cheese. Okay, so at this point now, what we can do, after we mix all this in, just make sure you keep mixing it. This isn't that hard, but you got to take your time. If you're impatient with this, forget about it, right? That's what my uncle would say. Forget about it. You're going to mess it up. So take your time. You see the nice little chunks of garlic in there, the red pepper flake in there, of course the butter. Okay, so now at this point we're gonna add some more heat to it. I'm gonna let you go for right now. We're gonna let this cook down a little bit. We're gonna add some salt and pepper to it and some parsley, and then we're gonna drop our tortellini. Okay, so we'll be right back with you to get the rest of this dish done. We're almost done. Right, so like I said, I added heat to it. You could start seeing the little bit of bubbles. It's like just about medium heat here. Okay, so now is when you want to stir this up, keep this moving a little bit, because this is going to kind of dictate. Scrape down your sides so everything melts in, everything gets nice. Just keep it moving. You don't necessarily have to stir it as much as I am, but I would recommend you to stir it nonetheless. If this gets too thick, you can always add more cream to it. That's the only way that you're gonna, and if it's too thin, right, you cook it down more. It's really as simple as that. All right, so rule of thumb, for most sauces, at least that I make, or my rule of thumb is that if you can coat the back of a spoon, right, say, look, that's what we mean by coating the back of a spoon. Yeah, that's very good. Make sure that when you're doing this recipe that you always continue to taste, right? As you cook it, as you cook this sauce down, make sure that the cheese taste is where you want it. If you want more cheese, just remember, kill the heat, put some more cheese in it, then turn the heat back on. Okay, so this sauce is pretty much at this stage almost done, because and you can see when I pull it across the pan, you can see now that it's, see how you can see a little bit of the pan coming through? That's another pretty good indication. So now that we're at that stage, what we're going to do is we're going to put some fresh cracked pepper. And you can be generous with this if you'd like. I like that. And we're going to put some salt in it as well. We're going to stir this up, take another taste, and we're pretty much there. Now the pasta's only taken just a few minutes. Okay, and a lot of people use white pepper on this. I personally love to see the black pepper flakes in this dish. That's just me. If you don't want to see them, use white pepper at this stage. But I love the contrast in this meal. All right, let's see what we got. Boy, that's a good sauce. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to kill the heat on this. As this sits, this is going to also thicken up. Just keep that in mind. And then before we put the pasta in it, we're going to add some parsley, fresh parsley. All right, we'll be right back. I'm going to drop the pasta real quick, and then we'll put all this together and plate it up. Okay, so we got our boiling water over here. I forgot to tell you guys that this is 1 pound of pasta. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to throw them in. It's going to cool the water instantly, obviously. And the way that you turn around and you tell that tortellini is done, and you'll see it, these don't take long, is when they float. So as soon as they come to the top, that's all you're looking for. Just got to get them to the top. Let's grab another spoon over here. Our sauce is doing great. All right, as soon as these things start floating, I'll bring you back with me just so you know exactly what I'm talking about. That was probably 3 minutes so far, and you can see everything's starting to come to the top of everything's starting to float to the top. Okay, when they float, they're done. That's rule of thumb here with tortellini. So it'd be nice and helpful if you had one of these, just a little spider, just to transfer them into the sauce. I have the sauce still on a low heat over here just to keep some temperature in it. Okay. The more heat you add to that sauce, the more that it's going to thicken on you. Okay. So now we're getting pretty good over here with the tortellini. See? We'll give them like another minute, and as soon as that minute's up, we're going to transfer them over to the Alfredo sauce. It's going to be fantastic. All right, see them, live them. Everything's coming up. All right, so I'm going to say that these are about done. What were you going to do? Yeah, we're going to transfer these right now into the sauce. Okay, so we are ready to transfer our pasta. Just throw them in. Just like that. Like I said, keep in mind now, if you think that this is going to look a little watery as far as how much sauce is in there, I made a little extra. I just said that in the beginning of the video. Okay. A couple more. Okay. I'm going to kill the heat on that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to mix all this in just like this. All right. And now what we're going to do is we're going to ramp up the heat on this to about a medium heat. We're going to get this bubbling. Probably a little bit more cracked pepper in this for me, because I'm a pepper whore. Love my pepper. So we're going to get it to a boil, just like this. And make sure you keep it boiling. It's okay. It's totally fine like that. I'm going to get the sauce to the consistency that I like it. I'll bring you guys back. We'll dump the shrimp in, put some parsley in, and it's time to plate this up. All right, so if you remember how loose this was, and then look at it now, okay, you can see how this is tightened up. Can't speak today, apparently, or maybe just too much, right? Okay, so this consistency for me is kind of how I like it. All right, so we're going to definitely kill the heat on this. We are going to add in, some fresh parsley, like that. We're going to mix it up. See, none of this is difficult, right? You know, everybody thinks this is a big deal. This ain't no big deal. Anybody can do this kind of thing. All right, so this is perfect. All right, that's done. We're going to add our shrimp back in real quick just to put some more heat in it. Mix this around in the sauce. And we are done. It is time to plate this up. All right, perfect. See you on the other side of the kitchen. Perfect. Now we're ready to plate this delicious meal up. Okay. All right. How good does this look, right? And I think one more. Go this way with it. Okay, and then we're gonna clean that up, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our shrimp. You're probably not even gonna tell because of the color. I didn't even think about that, but here's those 7 pieces of shrimp that we got. Oh, if I didn't say it, which I don't think I did, the shrimp count for this was 3140, so 31 to 40 pieces per pound. Okay, so if you were wondering exactly what was going on there. Okay, so we're going to finish this off, because here we go with the pepper again. Just a little bit though, just for a little bit of color, just like that. We're going to add more Parmesan Reggiano on top, just like that. And of course we have to freshen it up. We got to make it look good, right? All right, so there we go. That's it. That's how I make my tortellini shrimp Alfredo. Anybody's interested in this recipe, give this a try. This is extremely good stuff right here. Okay, I hope everybody enjoys this recipe. I bet you thought it was going to be hard, but it's not. It's easier than you thought. You guys like this recipe, hit that subscribe button for me. I would appreciate that. That'd be awesome. Click the like button. Put a thumbs up on it with the like. Subscribe. I already said subscribe. Hit the notification bell and share it with your friends. Okay? We do a recipe every single week here. All right? We will see you next week. Everybody stay warm. The temperatures are getting a little cooler in the Northeast here, so stay warm, and we will see you next week.